Good morning from Disney Springs. We are right in front of Bongos Cuban Cafe. They are going to be closing very shortly, very soon, sometime this month. We don't know a date yet.
So we thought we'd come and see what it was like before they close. We're headed in for brunch at Bongos Cuban Cafe. The building outside the back bar at Bongos is shaped like a pineapple, which is not only very Cuban, but the international symbol of hospitality.
Bongos has been here for 22 years. They opened in '97. Gloria Estefan and her husband Emilio are the owners. If you know anything about 80s music, you know that name. She and her husband are from Cuba. They're immigrant families. And they decided they were going to branch out from their music and get into the restaurant business. They've had a few Bongos around. There was one in Miami. They have not weathered the time well. They are now actually going to open a new restaurant over in Margaritaville on the other side of Orlando. But Bongos had a 22-year lease, and they have decided that as the lease is up, it's time to move on. So sometime this month in August, Bongos will be closing. We've been reading about it for years with different guidebooks, and we just never came in. So we figured it was time to say hello and goodbye.
The tile work at Bongos is really very nice. The bar at Bongos has bar stools that look like bongos. And all around the top of the bongo bar stools are pennies. From the balcony on the second floor of Bongos, you get a beautiful outside view of Disney Springs.
Wow, if you get a chance to come in here, you've got to look down the hallways by the restrooms, upstairs and down. There are photos. Everybody the Estefans met. It is really pretty incredible. I don't know all of them, but I can certainly point out a few. since it's a Sunday morning, we thought we might have brunch. I've heard very good things about the Cuban style French toast. I happen to like rum myself, so maybe a guava rum reduction will be a delightful syrup. However, since we're also going to get a cupcake later on today, stay tuned. We're gonna grab a Cuban sandwich too. When in Cuba, a classic Cuban sandwich. Lovely roast pork, ham, pickles, and mustard pressed on Cuban bread. I love a good Cuban sandwich.
And the fries don't look half bad either.
Well, they look delicious.
We were looking at the French fries and thought, it looks like they've done something to them. So we asked, and they do bread them, and I'll tell you what, they're absolutely delicious.
The Cuban French toast smells divine. It is coated in cinnamon. You can see the bread is just huge. The rum guava reduction is very, very sweet. So I think this is going to be a really delightful way to end our brunch. Wow. The buttery bread. And this is a Cuban sweet bread, so it's already a little bit sweet. But it's so buttery, like a brioche. It mixes so well with that reduction. Oh my goodness, this is so good, and it's leaving.
I really enjoyed my meal here at Bongos. The sandwich was really good. We split it between the two of us, and my half sandwich was huge. And it was absolutely delicious. The pork was cooked just perfectly. It was really a delightful sandwich. The French toast was also pretty good. I think they overdid my piece a little bit. The difference between golden brown and delicious and carbon is very slight, and I think they hit the carbon a little bit. It's easier to do with sweet food. The sauce, it's not the kind of sauce I usually like, but it really went well with the French toast. So all in all, this is a great place, and I wish it would stay around, but it's not going to. We're here at Pop Century, and this is why you don't buy your normal crackers and cookies at the resort. The Nutter Butter cookies are $3.49 for this little bitty box, and this tiny box of Ritz crackers is $3.45. Friends, go to Walmart. Now it's time for
Cupcakes of Disney!
In honor of Shark Week, which I guess technically is over since today is Sunday, but we got the shark cupcake.
Look at the blood coming down from his mouth.
Well, it is a great white, which are not actually very common here in Florida. They're here. I've seen videos. But really, if you're attacked in Florida, chances are good it's a bull or a black tip.
And they probably aren't usually in your cupcakes.
Oh, I hope not. Okay. It didn't have a description, and we didn't ask. So I really have no idea what we're getting into here. But it's pretty. I like the pearls and the glitter on the frosting and in the blood.
Bum 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 bum.
Looks like pineapple, maybe.
Ooh.
And the shark is just a hard sugar. It's not it's not a white chocolate like so many of them have been in the past. So, definitely pineapple. See if the I think it's a coconut buttercream, which usually I don't care for coconut, but I think in a buttercream form, I might be okay with this. It's a very dense yellow cake. It's not bad. I think I'm gonna like it best when I get to the pineapple, but it's a perfectly fine, dense yellow cake, almost a pound cake. And the hint of coconut flavoring in the buttercream almost just makes it more buttery somehow. I don't know, it's really good. I like it. We'll see when I get to the end.
This was a pretty good cupcake. It's a middle of the road cupcake. The presentation was really good. For presentation, I'd give it an 8. It really looked good. It was fun, and it is the end of Shark Week on Discovery Channel. But the cake was only okay. Elizabeth thinks it tasted like pound cake. I didn't, but it was kind of on that side. It was a little dense and yellow. Not overly dense. Not as dense as pound cake. The frosting was very light, and I liked that, and it didn't taste like it was made with shortening. It was really fairly tasty, but nothing special. The best part was the blood coming out of the shark's mouth. It was pretty tasty. It was strawberry, but there was only a teeny tiny little bit of it. So, more blood, please.
And more filling.
And more filling. It needed a lot more filling, but Disney's being pretty chintzy on the filling recently.
Yep.
So on flavor, I would give it a 4.5 or 5. It's not a bad cupcake. I wouldn't come to Pop Century just to get this cupcake. If you're here and it's here, go for it.
I thought it was a pretty good cupcake. It wasn't amazing. Don't come to Pop Century for it if you're not going to be here or near here anyway. Presentation is fun. I'd give it a 10 for that, although it could use a little bit more blood. That was strawberry, and it was good. It was tasty. It really kind of added a fun extra flavor to the buttercream. Buttercream was very, very light, whipped beautifully, almost airy. Good flavor, but not a lot of flavor. Cake was yellow pound cake, like I said. So all in all, presentation was a 10. Flavor, probably a 6, maybe a 5. Absolutely nothing wrong with this cupcake. It's a fine cupcake. It's just not an oh my god cupcake. I had oh my god French toast.
This has been Cupcakes of Disney.
Well, we had a pretty good time today.
We did, but as you can see, we're back home again. We thought we were going to go to the Contempo Cafe to get our cupcake, and then realized we were there just a couple months ago. And I don't remember ever getting a cupcake at Pop, and Pop is right there by Disney Springs, so we ran in there.
Yes, we did.
Problem is, Pop has a very loud food court. Of course, the Contempo is pretty loud too.
Yeah, it is.
So trying to review the cupcake, we decided to go outside. It was just too hot to stay. So here we are back home in the air conditioning. Yay!
Yeah. We liked the cupcake there, but it wasn't great. I wouldn't make a special trip to Pop just to get the cupcake.
Nope. Bongos though. Bongos was really fun. I love the architecture. So much fun. I mean, you can tell it's almost, I don't know. Stefan's talked about they kind of wanted a nightclub feel, like you were in a Cuban nightclub or something. And I think it has that. Really fun with the columns being palm trees, both inside and out.
The tile work is stunning.
Gorgeous. Just a lot of fun touches. And the pictures. You have to go to the restrooms to see the pictures on the wall, downstairs and upstairs.
Yeah, and boy, they have met everybody.
Lots of people from the music business, of course. Carlos Santana, but
B.B. King.
Yep. But also the Pope and the Dalai Lama. So those are Stefan's got around.
They got their bases covered.
Making sure. So beautiful, lots of fun, good food. Really enjoyed the food.
My sandwich was great. Yeah, my French toast was just a little bit on the carbon side. But it was still tasty, and the sauce, I really enjoyed the sauce. Don't usually like that kind of flavor. Could have used a little more rum, but it was still really good with the French toast.
It was. Now, we've read reviews. A lot of people don't actually like the food there as much as going to Choo Tango up on I Drive. Both restaurants are about the same age, about 25 years old. We stuck with kind of simple stuff like a sandwich and French toast partly because of the reviews and partly because we just wanted something simple, and the budget really makes for more simple stuff.
And they're
So-
classics. I mean,
They're
a Cuban
classics.
sandwich is a classic.
Right. So the two of us had those 2 meals. We just had water. It was $30 with the tip. So not bad at all.
No.
And the sandwich was big. I mean, half the sandwich was bigger than one sandwich at Earl. So
Yeah.
just so you know, that sandwich was either 12 or 14. We'd have to look at the menu again. But Earl's sandwich is running about $7 a sandwich now too. And they're tasty, but this was better.
This was better, and
So-
half a sandwich is a pretty big sandwich.
And it came with fries, which Earl doesn't. So, again, they're closing in about 3 weeks.
Hurry over there.
But if you're in town and you want to go get a good Cuban, that's a good Cuban. So definitely fun. Little concerned. I mean, I understand the place is a little worn. It's a little the worse for wear.
Yeah.
The chairs are worn, and that's understandable. I mean, you're not going to go out and buy furniture when you're closing in a month. But they need to keep it cleaner. We were the first people in. Now the doors were open, so some people might have walked in to look at the store or something. I know I saw a couple of people go in. But the carpets, they have the rugs down, so you don't slide as you come in if it's raining. The carpets were dirty, and I mean dirty. So
And it definitely was not raining.
it was not raining, so there really isn't an excuse for that. I'm sorry, guys. The Estefans are going to open up the Estefan Kitchen at Margaritaville. The server told us probably the end of this year, so December, maybe January, depending on how things go. Supposed to have similar food, so maybe we'll go over to Margaritaville. Margaritaville sometime. There we go. Maybe early next year, and check them out and see if we can get that delightful Cuban French toast again.
More delightful for you than me.
Yeah, you liked it, but it was really good. And the Cuban sandwich was good, and they better still have that. How
They
can
better.
you have a Cuban kitchen and not have a Cuban sandwich, right? Yeah. So good food, better than we expected, kind of. Certainly within your budget if you're careful. We saw some other dishes come by. They were huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that.
Portion size is good.
Yeah, chicken Milano, he said.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Oh.
like a chicken fried chicken, looked like a patty with ham and mozzarella on top.
Lots
and
of
it
mozzarella
was,
on top,
I mean, it
melted.
was like huge.
It was as big as your face.
It was huge.
Maybe bigger if you have a small face.
So had no idea what it cost, but boy, that's at least 2 meals and maybe 3. It was really, really probably. I think the value for the money is probably there. So if the Estefan Kitchen at Margaritaville has similar pricing, it's probably still going to be a really good place to go for you.
So, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit that notification button, leave comments. We need more comments.
We do. So, let us know what you want us to go try out next. Do you have any place in mind? A restaurant you've never been to? Hotel we can go tour for you? We just like to hear from you too. So
We do.
let us know you're out there. Share with your friends, please. We're still pretty small and we like to grow. So
Yeah.
help us out, please.
Subscribe. And with that said, I'm Art,
I'm Elizabeth.
and this is Our Life on the Go.